just to throw people off. Well, glasses are a bit wonky there. Gotta have my coffee, everyone. Gotta have my coffee. I hope we have all been going well, so we'll wait for a few minutes for everyone to jump on. Those who are jumping on. But those who are watching this after the fact recorded, hang out. We'll dive deep into a few interesting topics tonight. Don't race off too soon, you might miss out. Amelia, how you going? How have you been? I hope you've been enjoying your life. Can of Coke, my friend. How are you going? I know I say 7:30 Sunday nights, but hey, I'm a few minutes early tonight, so that's good. Hope you've been going all right, mate. Been a bloody glorious Sunday in Melbourne, Australia. Cracking weather, out and about. You've not been up to much worried about me. Don't be worried about me, my friend. I'm all good, all right? Getting out, living life. Whenever you're bored. So do I make you not as bored? I hope so, mate. I hope so. Hey, Clips Lola. Am I right? Am I wrong? There's a lot of names. Tell me if I'm right. Oh, goodness me. I'm probably totally wrong. I hope everyone's been enjoying their lives. I hope everyone's been, making the most out of every day, right? Living in the now. That's what's most important, everyone. No, Clips, I'm trying to remember what your name was. Am I right? Am I wrong? Was it Lola? No. That might be someone else. Remind me, please. Yeah, look, for those that are in Melbourne, Australia, nope. Well, you're going to have to remind me. I'm an old man. That's someone else's name. But when your name's not in your... Ah, to Kai. My apologies to Kai. And you haven't been on for a while. What have you been doing with yourself? Positive E for you. Yes, of course I'll answer questions, mate, as long as they're serious questions. And you're down in Tassie, to Kai. Well, I reckon the weather would have been okay down there too, yeah? Gaming. Gaming like on the internet, yes? Gaming, yep. Very much so. Good stuff. What's the question, Positive E, for you? Tell. Well, that doesn't make any sense at all. You tell me. Or you want a question from me? I question everything. But I will answer any serious question to the best of my ability from the way I look at life, right? That's what I do. So hit me with your questions whenever you like, guys. And if I do happen to miss a question during a live, because I'll get on a run of thinking about stuff and talking about certain topics, you know, you can always put the question up on one of my YouTube videos, and I will answer. I will answer those questions, right? No problem at all. For those who have not hung out on Craigsworldrocks before, I am, hey Money Mojo, how you going? What is more harmful to our body? Here's the question. Hang on, everyone. Well, if that's a serious question, every day of the year, I would say smoking, vapes and pods, etc. are much more harmful to your health, my friend. Masturbation is something that people can do whenever they like. As an adult, no problem. You know, I've never heard that it's bad for your health, but we won't go into that too much in detail, all right? My screen's a little bit dirty here, isn't it? I'm looking for a new cover to this phone. Mr. Blogs, welcome, my friend. Okay, Maine, how you going, my friend? Oh, well, it's natural, positive, but that's not what I talk about on my page. But appreciate the question. I'll keep moving past that if that's all right by you. But for those who have not hung out on my lives before, I'm a metaphysical thinking guy. So I basically think about life from the perspective of that no worries, mate, that I create my own reality. What I put out's what comes back, and that each individual in this world is actually creating what happens to themselves, right? What you're putting out is what's manifesting your world. I don't really have a religion, mate, so I'm probably the person that's in the opposite realm of what religious people think. I'm very much a person that believes that we're a part of the all that is. Existence is bigger than one religion. It's life, the universe, and everything. It's vibration, it's frequency, it's energy, and we're made up of these things. So I talk about a lot of different aspects to that in my lives, and in a lot of my videos that I post on this channel. Feel free to dive in and check some of them out. That's just what I do. I speak my truth. I try and be the most authentic person I can be. And if you're going to put me in a bracket, I'm a metaphysical thinking human. All right, so feel free to look up metaphysics and dive down that hole. I'm not a vegan, no. Thank you for asking. But, you know, I'm very much an individual that accepts people for who they are. So, you know, as long as you're doing the best that you can, as long as you're doing the things that bring you joy and fun and happiness in your life, as long as you're trying to do those things for yourself and be the most positive person that you can be for yourself, and you're not out there hurting anyone else, I say go for it. Life is there to be experienced. It's there to be enjoyed. I'm in Melbourne, Australia too, positive. I'm in Melbourne, Australia, have been my whole life. If you don't know Melbourne, it's the capital in the south part of Australia, on the mainland. About 6 million people are here. Hey, Takai, how you going, mate? 6 million people live in Melbourne, so it's a big city. Very good. Cricket. Not a big cricket fan, don't mind it. More into the Aussie rules, more into the footy, bit more contact sport. Yeah, bit more of that. That's the real Aussie Australian sport for those who aren't aware of Aussie rules. Australian rules football. All right, so I'm going to dive in, guys. So I hope everyone's week has been good. Grew up back in Hawthorn. I hope everyone's week has been good. I hope everyone has been working on the ones that have listened to me before. I hope you've been working on trying to be the best version of yourself you can be. It's not about, remember this, from a metaphysical point of view, it's not about trying to be someone that you're not or trying to be someone that makes everyone else happy with you. It's about you being the best version of you for you, but not in a selfish way, in a heart-centered way. You know, do the things that bring you joy in life. Do the things that make you feel fantastic. Do the things that are you. Don't worry about what the external world is saying about who you should be. Listen to what's going on inside yourself. Each person, I believe, knows what they're into. We need to awaken that further and go after those things more so that we can show everyone around us the way to go about life, right? It's about being the best version of yourself, everyone. So that's what I like to talk about. there's a particular, just having a bit more coffee there, everyone. There's a particular topic I'm going to talk about tonight within the way I look at things. The classic, I have no idea, Takai, what the classic is. Classic catch, I know it's a cricket thing. No, don't know. You can tell me if you like. So when it comes to, you know, taking ownership of one's life, if it comes to, you know, waking yourself and becoming aware that there's not some magical individual making everything happen to us, we're the individuals that are actually making the stuff happen in our own world. We've chosen to come and live this life. And if you start to investigate by putting out thoughts and putting out things that you want and imagining a scenario in your mind, and then all of a sudden a week later that scenario happens, you start to prove that what you think, what you do, oh, good old Milo, very nice. Love Milo, man. What you do makes things happen in your world, right? So if we're all projecting and creating our worlds as we go along, if that's what's happening, if we're actually doing it at a subconscious level and we're really unaware of it on a conscious level, the trick from a metaphysical point of view is becoming consciously locked in to how we take more of a conscious awareness to what we're doing, so that we become consciously creating our own reality. And that's really believing and understanding that what you think and what you say and how you act actually create what's going on in your world. These things are a no-brainer for me. These things are happening. When you put out positive vibes, when you speak to people in a really positive way, even if that person's not feeling good, they feel almost encouraged to come up and speak positive back to you. You know, it's you existing at a certain level of vibration, right? You can express that. You can say to a person dropping off mail at your letterbox to the mailman, "Thank you so much for doing that for me. Appreciate you, mate." And they feel obligated. "No worries, thank you." You know, they feel obligated to come back and respond in that way. That's a direct understanding, or it's a direct scenario that helps you to understand that what you are putting out there to the world actually reflects and creates back to you. So if you want better things to happen for you, you need to start to take conscious control of what you're doing. All right? So taking honest control of what we're doing. I talk about it a lot. I don't want to go down that path. Well, I will go down that path later, maybe. We'll see how we go. But I want to talk about something that's come up with me in the last few days. So, you know, what's coming up at the moment. And I want to talk about how people judge each other. You know, human beings, in general, we're programmed to judge each other at times quite harshly. We can judge people in a positive way, we can judge people in a negative way, but we're very judgmental. We're a very judgmental species. It's really programmed into our DNA. For example, you know, someone does something that you don't like. Someone cuts you off on the road. You're straight away, well, I'm not going to say everyone, but a lot of people are like, "What the hell do you think you're doing, you stupid idiot?" Da, 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 da. You're attacking them, you're judging them, you're coming down on them from your high level to say how bad it is what they just did. When the true reality of the situation is that you are involved in creating this scenario. When, from a metaphysical point of view, when we judge someone else, it's not them that we're actually judging. We're actually judging ourselves, right? Because what we put out is a reflection of who we are, right? So when we judge anything, it's actually about us. That's a head spinner, right? In the sense that you think that you're saying this person did something unacceptable, but you're really saying you believe that what they did is unacceptable. Hey Coquette, how you going? Hope you're going well. Welcome. I started a touch early tonight, but we've dived on in. So hope you hang out for a while. So when you judge someone, because I'm going to talk about that tonight, because we judge each other pretty harshly, thinking that it's our right to tell someone if they're not doing the right thing as far as we're concerned, right? When really, when we judge from a metaphysical point of view of creating your own reality, you're judging yourself. You're judging yourself on what you believe. If individuals can get their heads around that, you actually start to understand yourself a lot more, because life from that metaphysical point of view is a reflection, right? So if you're judging anything out there, if you're judging anything and so on, you are saying that you're not happy with it. Well, you might be happy. It might be a positive judgment, but probably more often than not, we're making negative judgments. But either way, you're judging it. So when you judge something negatively, though, you are showing yourself that you have a limitation in an area or a blockage, right? Because if it's negative, it's a low vibration. And to improve ourselves and improve our world, we need to clear blockages. We need to, release the negative from ourselves. So when you feel the need to judge a situation outside yourself in a negative way, at the end, now I'm not going to suggest that you're going to be able to stop yourself in the middle of the judgment and, reflect straight away. But at the end of the day, think about what you've judged. Think about how you've acted. Think about the thing that happened, and you might find yourself being able to get to a belief inside yourself that you can choose to continue to believe that, or you can choose to change. All right? Because it's the beliefs at the core that you want to either keep because they're positive for you and you're happy with them, or they're a negative limitation and you want to change that or let that go. Eating Mayaz. Nice. I hope that toilet's running smooth now, mate. Yeah, and it's that realization, Money Major. It's not easy, right? I'm not saying that the self-work that, people need to realize is easy. Self-work's not easy. It's actually getting the reflection for yourself so that you can see where you are. You can't change anything about yourself for the better unless you can see who you truly are right now, right? And habits can be positive and habits can be negative, right? But you have to make that judgment for yourself. It's up to the individual to decide whether they're happy with how they act in certain ways. Now, what a metaphysical person thinks is, yeah, if you want to be a good person, that's right, you make the effort to put out positive things. If you want to create positive in your world, you want to put out positive things that you want to create. See, we're in a physical world, everyone. We're living in a physical world. But spiritual science or metaphysics says that it is like a simulation. We can change things. But we have to change the way we act within this world. You have to then ground it into this world. It has to become a new habit, right? A lot of people have been programmed with negative habits that create negative things over and over again in our lives. You have a choice that you can change how you act and how you behave, all right? But you won't see how to change these things unless you get a reflection of yourself and how that works for you and what it is that you're doing and how you're responding to it. the reflection is the thing that people, when you get a reflection of yourself with something that's not great and you realize it, that's when you get that wake up. Oh, I'm acting like that. Jeez. But a lot of people go through their lives acting a certain way and not realizing that it's not a positive way to act, right? But no one's going to change the way they act unless they realize these things for themselves. Thanks, BB Quinn. Appreciate you. It's the metaphysical approach to life. It's taking ownership of what you're doing. It's what you put out's what you get back. But, you know, we don't change anything unless we get a reflection upon ourselves, about ourselves. And one of the ways that we can get reflection is when we judge others. When we make judgment calls on other people and we say, look how that person's acting, how disappointing that is. When you're judging someone, you're judging them because you have a belief that is the same. Now that's a bit of, ooh, but it's true. Because that person has done that in your reality, in your vision, in your space. That situation has played out. You've created that situation so you can get a reflection about yourself. Just because you see that reflection and it doesn't mean that you're going to see that you believe the same thing. But those situations are created by ourselves to help bring up and give us a chance to see ourselves that we're actually what we believe, right? We believe that. We believe that. That's why we had that judgment there. So do I want to still believe that? Or do I want to change that about myself? Judgments are where we get stuck. They're our blockages. When we make a judgment on a situation, we're blocked. You know, because if it's a negative judgment, it's a blockage within ourselves. We've created it. Situations don't happen around us randomly, right? People create their own reality. We're putting out these realities, this situation in our world for ourselves to become aware of what we believe, what we've programmed ourselves with, what we've allowed the world to program ourselves so we get an opportunity to change the program. Self-work, right? When you become aware of a big negative belief that you might hold on to and you change it, I believe that's when individuals have what I would refer to as a quantum leap of awareness, where you awaken to the world that you've been blocked from. Another level of understanding yourself, a broader perspective. It's like when a negative belief that's holding up lots of other little negative beliefs inside you, and you realize the one at the base, and you suddenly go, I don't want to think like that, and it disappears. That's when you feel, oh, that's the quantum leap. That's the awakening to a new opportunity to reset your boundaries in a much broader perspective. Yeah, it's like an ego death. Many, very true, many individuals, you know, have gone through these so-called, what I call, hey Elijah, how you going? Go through these quantum leaps, but that's when you can feel a little bit not connected. It's like the world that you thought was real is suddenly taken away because you've realized that that big belief that you've held on to that's had lots of other beliefs in your world has suddenly gone because you've realized it's not who you want to be. See, we have the ability to change all of our beliefs at any point in time we want. We have to decide if what we believe sits with us. And that comes from us realizing the actions that we have out there. You know, an individual is the only person that can change their beliefs. You know, you can be programmed by believing what many other people believe, but your beliefs are there because you've chosen them to be there. Because at the time, you've locked them in for whatever reasons you've locked them in, right? Whether it be, you know, oh, everyone else believes this, so I should believe this, or, you know, it's what mum and dad believe, so I'll believe it. You know, Auntie Joe believed in that religion, so I'll believe in that. We take on other people's beliefs, especially when we're children and adolescents, and as we're vulnerable and we absorb these beliefs very easily. But once we become adults, often we find ourselves doing things where we go, is that really me? Does that sit with me? It's about really listening internally. It's really trying to find yourself, right? Which a lot of people say, they're trying to find themselves. Finding yourself is being authentic. Once you start to be more authentic with who you are, once you embrace the real you, once you go inward and say, no, I'm not going to be what everyone out there wants me to be. I'm going to be the person that I've always wanted to be, the person that is me. The person that when I was a kid, I loved X, Y, Z, and then everyone said, you can't be into that, and they pushed me to go somewhere else. I'm going to go back to being into what I want to do because I'm living my life. I've come into this world to live life. Now, I want to do the things in this life that are most special to me, that are most passionate to me, that make me feel the best I can feel. People talk about lifting your vibration. Do things that you love to do. For you, do those things that you love to do. Do the things that make you feel really good, right? You can do whatever you want in life. I don't believe that anyone should go out there and try and hurt someone else. You know, that's not something that I condone. But when it comes to going after and getting on the right path for you, connect with the things that make you smile. Try and do the things that make you smile. Try and do the things that, you know, bring you joy. You can go through life and you can flip along, but life's important. To me it is. Many other people it is as well. And, you know, metaphysical thinking people take ownership of their lives. We don't give our power away to something else. It's something that you realise when you prove certain things to yourself. When you prove that, hey, when I set a target, I can achieve it, you're proving you create your own reality. People don't realise that. If you weren't creating your own reality, how could you achieve any goal in life? You create your own reality. You can change direction at any point in time. Nothing's set in stone. You're the master of your own world. Take ownership of it. Create what you want for yourself. Listen to your own heart. What do you want? Who are you? Be the best version of yourself you can be. Your life's important. Even if you don't know why life's important, you exist. Be excited that you're a conscious being that is excited about life, that's doing the best you can. Even if you don't truly know everything, you want to do the best you can. And I'm here to tell every single person that's interested in listening, you're fantastic. You are doing the best you can. You are special. You are amazing. Get out there and enjoy your life, right? You don't have to achieve any particular goal in life to get the golden ticket or to, you know, suddenly I'm going into, you know, afterlife and I've achieved glory, right? No, you exist forever. You are part of the all that is. You've already got the golden ticket. We're amazing already. We are perfectly unique individuals, sparks of love and light. We are amazing, right? Believe that about yourself. Individuals have to stop putting themselves down and thinking that you're lesser than. Bibi Quinn, thank you for hanging out. Subscribe, then you'll catch me when I jump on live. Look forward to catching up with you next time. Aristotle, how you going? Why is it trying to say? That's sad that you're not into life, the universe and everything, mate, but that's okay. You don't have to hang out. Anyone that doesn't like it can leave. This is my channel. I'm talking about a metaphysical way of taking on life, right? You don't have to give your power away to beings or other groups to say, make everything okay for me, right? You are in charge of your life, right? Basically, what you put out is what comes back, all right? Well, we'll just talk to you another time. Oh, Elijah, all good, mate. Sometimes we have to help people help themselves. And, you know, we're going to go forward with our channel. We're going to talk about life, the universe and everything from a metaphysical point of view. And that's what we're here to do. And if you like it and you like listening to someone like myself that's been, you know, going forward in my life for over 30 years with this type of ethos, with this type of thought process, it's looking at it from you're in charge. I'm telling everyone that's interested in listening, you are in charge of your own life. No one else. You should be excited to hear that someone is saying that this is real. Right? What you put out is what comes back. It's real. It's not a made-up concept. Right? It is a bit awakening, Elijah. And, you know, when I was first made aware that there were people that thought like this after a long journey as a young person, but having religion pumped at me and you have to, you know, do the right thing by God and blah, 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 blah. No offense to people that are religious, but for me that was extremely negative, right? Because you're basically allowing yourself to be, you know, you're giving your power away to something that isn't always positive, and a lot of the beliefs in those areas are quite fear-based. So anything that makes you feel afraid or bad inside or you know, just negative across the board, that's a red flag on the field for me. ME50, how you going? Welcome, my friend. And I think that we have to be aware of what people think like out there. And if anyone's trying to make you believe something because they're saying if you don't believe this, you'll burn in hell, that's a problem, right? That's a red flag. So metaphysical people like myself are very much about empowering ourselves, knowing that we are a part of the all that is. The universe, the earth, the planet, the trees, the sky, the animals, we're all from the same place. We all are a part of the all that is. That's just what I term it. It's source energy, and we're a part of that. Now, we're not just skin and bones, all right? There is energy and frequency behind this. We are conscious beings. Our bodies and our brains don't make our consciousness work. It's the other way around. We are conscious and we use the brain within the physical body to express, to live this physical life. They're separate but connected, right? So when we pass away, our bodies, we shed our body and we move out of our body with our energy bodies. We live forever, right? I'm very, very confident for anyone that's not confident about that, because I've been out of my body a few times and I've seen my vibrational energy body. It's blue vibration. I don't know if everyone's is blue, but mine was blue. So, and I felt the way I felt then when I did it, and it was about 1,000 times, well, maybe more energy than I've ever felt in my life. So out-of-body experiences, they are real. You can experience those. One of the most famous individuals, and I say his name a lot, Robert Monroe, There's a university in his honour. He created it. The Institute, Robert Monroe, or the Monroe Institute in America, teaches people how to separate from their physical body and then come back, right? Pretty amazing stuff. Robert Monroe basically wrote Journeys Out of the Body and Far Journeys, and I highly say to anyone that's not sure about that, or that blows their mind thinking about it, have a look at those books. He was a guy that started separating from his body, and the rest is history. And probably one of the most famous out-of-body traveller, storytellers you'll ever read about. So very, very interesting stuff. So yeah, embrace your life. You're here for a positive reason. You chose to come here. You chose that. Really good books, Elijah, really good books. So we chose to come here, like 100%. No one's made us come here. The funny thing is that if we're beings that live forever and we understand who we are when we're connected on the other side, we're connected with Source when we cross back over. So we understand everything again from a complete perspective of who we are again when we cross over. When we're here, it's basically we're blocked from that full connection. And I think part of our experiencing and understanding who we are is the journey of reconnection while we're here in the physical. So that's one of the reasons I think why we live these human lives. We want to understand ourselves from different perspectives of existence, right? This life, I'm Craig, I'm living a life as Craig, and I'm experiencing what it's like to be human guy, Melbourne, Australia, living a life and, connecting with who I really am, awakening myself to who I really am, because it's something that question has been in me since a very, very young age. I've always wanted to know more about life. The things that people said to me, how do you know for sure? Mandy K, how you going? I know for sure because I've actually experienced out-of-body travel twice. I haven't done it anymore at this point in my life. It's something that I wanted to prove to myself. So I did the techniques to try and separate from the body. It took about 3 weeks when I was in my 20s. And I separated twice. So I looked at my energy body and went, holy shit, the first time you separate, fear just rushes over you because, you're like, how do I get back in my body? And as soon as that fear comes over, you're back in your body. It happens that quick. It's like your thoughts go bang. And, so to go further, I know that I have to work through certain more fear barriers. Hey Noah, how you going? But I did it initially to prove, I stayed in my room. I didn't travel anywhere, Manny. But I looked back at my body and I looked at my energy body and I saw that there was more to me than the physical. So that was all I needed to do at that point in time. Not to say that I won't go further. Plenty more life left in the old Craig yet. So watch this space if I do some travelling, and I'll let you know. I'm very much looking to the skies a lot these days. I love me stargazing. I love looking for weird and wonderful lights and things in the sky. I was out watching the stars before my live tonight, 15 minutes after it was dark, and bang, I was speaking to the sky going, if there's anyone up there, say hi. And the next thing you know, I see 2 flashes of light out of the darkness, boom. And then a second later, boom, and then nothing. So there's activity up there, everyone. What is the activity? Not sure yet, but I also am someone that does believe very strongly in extraterrestrials. I believe that they're already on this planet. I think that over the next year or so, we're going to have some mind-blowing experiences going on. There is some stuff changing on this planet. There is movement at the station, as they say. So, let's just hang on for the ride. It's going to be exciting, right? But getting back to what we're talking about, creating your own reality is an understanding that I tune with themselves is like an actual thing. Absolutely, Elijah. You know, when you're around other people, even at the basic level, a person feels different when they're sad. A person feels different when they're joyful. A person feels different when they're angry. You know, they're vibrations that are behind those emotions. And at the same stretch, you can connect with yourself in the sense of your sensing and awareness about things that people are going through, even when they're not allowing you to know it. It's a sixth sense, right? It's there. It exists. Meditation is a great way to help you connect with yourself in that way. You know, basically allowing yourself to connect with your own energy. That's why the out-of-body experience is for me, it was quite mind-blowing, because it allowed me to know that I was energy. So connecting with something that is there, it is me, right? Your energy body is the real you. The physical body is just what we work with in this reality. Behind that is the real you, the you that's connected with source energy, with universal vibration, right? That's it, you know. But these things can be proven to yourself. See, I've proven these things to myself. I'm not believing something blindly like so many faiths believe. They believe blindly. They haven't proved anything to themselves. I think it's very important to prove that certain things are real for you. Once you truly prove these things to yourself, who's ever going to take that off you? No one. It's yours. You own it. Okay, so Mandy K, just for you. Hey, Fred. So when you meditate, sometimes it's hard to get settled because our brain is got a lot of things that we haven't worked through in the day, and you know, a lot of thoughts that are racing over and over again about things that are stressing us out, or things that we haven't got answers to, or we haven't grounded them off. When you meditate, the first thing that I say to everyone is focus on your breath. So switch off from thinking. Don't think. Close your eyes, breathe in through your nose, deep into your diaphragm, so you push out your belly button, and then exhale out the mouth slowly, and concentrate on your breath cycle. So, and concentrate on how you slow the breath down. So you do it slowly around and get that cycle happening, right? Do that for a good 5 minutes. Don't think anything. If there are thoughts in the mind, let them wash through. Try and just focus on the breath, right? If you can do that for 5 minutes, I reckon you'll find that your mind will settle. And then as you practice more and more, you'll be able to go a bit deeper, and then you'll start to be able to really get some information from yourself that you need for yourself. But it's training yourself to, see, you create your own reality, Mandy, so you can calm the mind, you can take control. People have proven that they can slow their heart rate down through meditation. Life is crazy, right? We're on this hamster wheel. It's out of control at the moment. The general consciousness of this planet is releasing all types of shit, right? Everything's coming up, all types of negative stuff with what people have been doing over the years and decades are coming out to the surface, you know. Cleansing is going on. We need to stay centered. So if you can train yourself to be calm, meditate, just breathe. That's all it is. Just breathe, focus on your breath. Close your eyes, find a quiet space, 5-10 minutes a day. Focus on your breath. I say this for everyone. Do the breath work, right? You don't have to put anything in your mind. You just have to let the stress wash away. If you want to have a visualization of all the black negative stress washing out of your body as you breathe, you can take it to that level as you go further along. When you visualize something like that, like the blackness all being pushed out with white light, you are telling yourself to let go of all low vibrations and blockages you're hanging on to. You're in control of everything about you. You're not in control of anything else. Only you. You can't make other people do what you want, but you can work on you. You create your own reality, as everyone does. And then the collective consciousness is we're all connected to. We all start to work together in a real positive, overwhelming manner, which helps change the world collective, right? Anxiety's not easy. You just need to stop yourself. Take yourself out of the craziness. Find the quiet space. Focus on the breath. That's just central stuff. Your breath is life. So focus on it. That's you. Consciousness in this reality. Conscious breath. So creating your own reality. Judgment. I was talking about judgment. Yes, let's get back on track, Craig. Hang on 1 second, we'll have a sip of water. I hope everyone's got a bit of water. Keep hydrated, everyone. Melbourne today, for those who are in Melbourne, Australia, magnificent day today. You know, autumn has to be the best time of year, I reckon. When the sun comes out, you get that crisp morning, bang, no real heat, so you're not getting sunburnt, but everything's so clear. Clear blue sky, lovely bright light, calm winds, autumn, gangbusters, right? Melbourne over the next week, best weather in the world right now. So if you're in Melbourne, awesome stuff. Elijah is in the UK, so he's freezing his backside off. But Elijah, meditate, warm yourself up, my friend. You can do that too, right? We've had some shocking weather over the summer here in Australia. We really have. It hasn't been really pleasant from my perspective. The weather's been but autumn weather, my mum used to say to me, best time of the year. I agree. Best time of the year, autumn. Yeah. And you're going into spring, so very nice, very nice. All right, let's get off the weather thing. Sorry, everyone. The dehydration, keep the water up. So judgment, everyone. Judging others, you know, we've been programmed with it. At times when things happen, it'll be a sudden thing, but you can't help but go, what the? And you realise that you're making a judgment on that situation. You have created this situation. I just want to reiterate this, okay? We're in South Coast. I'm going to stop talking about judgment because I want to read what Mandy's writing here. Down South Coast, we had some wind. Oh, there you go. No, I get you. That washing, it just keeps coming in, doesn't it? Like you wear clothes and then you've got to wash them and then they come back around. You got to, yeah, it's full on. Theistic. How you going? That's good. Welcome. So I was talking about judgment. Right, so tonight I want to talk a little bit more about that. So when things happen, right, in your life, and you just make that call, you go, what the hell, and you're making a judgment on that particular thing, you are actually throwing out to yourself what you're showing yourself a reflection of what you believe something. With whatever it is that you've said, whatever you've had to make a judgment on, that you felt bad about, that you haven't liked, that is a belief that's inside yourself. So basically realizing that from that metaphysical point of view, that if you get that urge to negatively judge a situation or someone else, you are really wanting to look at that aspect of yourself. Remember, everything external of you is a reflection of you. When you are, it's not about other people, it's always about you. Because you create your own reality. And this particular judgment is a blockage that you've put in your own way. When you realize that you believe something, it doesn't have power over you anymore. Right? When you understand that you believe it, because you've just gone, I can't stand what that person did, right? Then you know. If you can reflect that back to you and say, hey, that's what I believe. Do I like that or not? Now, if you don't like it, you can then instantly let that go. That's the power of reflection, right? The only way a person can truly change themselves is by getting a reflection about themselves. Tonight, I'm talking about when you judge situations that don't seem good to you. When you make that judgment call because someone's done something. No worries, Elijah. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, so that's a powerful thing to understand. I mean, everyone talks in the spiritual communities and that, they talk about mirror work, you know, like get up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror. I'm a great person. I feel good, da. And I'm not saying that's not good, because it is, right? But it's what people repeat all the time about reflection. It's like, that's your basic level, talking about who you are, trying to see, when you tell yourself you love yourself, do you wince and go, oh, do I really? Not really, right? So when you don't feel, you should feel comfortable when you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, I'm a good person, I'm doing the best I can, I do love myself, well done, Craig. You shouldn't feel bad about that. If you're feeling any type of insecurity or uncomfortableness, there's a belief there that doesn't believe what you're saying, right? So get those reflections. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say tonight. When we make judgment calls on others, there is no others. The others are you. Theastic. Take care of yourself. Be good. Be good, Satanism. Hey Derek, how you going? Yeah. So it's not just about trying to get reflection directly in that mirror. ME50, I reckon that you're with me on this. It's really that discussion I've wanted to have. To Elijah, sorry, buddy. I don't pay enough attention to the, I try and jump into the convos, but I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm talking about. The judgment aspect is something that most people don't think about, right? And we're heavily programmed with judging others. But the reality is that every time we judge someone else, it is about us, because it's a programming of a belief. And I'm saying it a few times tonight, but I want it to kind of hopefully sink into you guys that haven't heard it before. Because pay attention to what you're doing. Now, on a daily basis, I think, like, we have to focus on being in the now. So when it comes to working on oneself, you know, let's say you just awoken to, you know, understand that you create your own reality and you go, I've got to get into some of my own self-work here. So over the past 30 years, no, don't go looking back over the past 30 years. The past, think about the past like this. You've done the best you can with all of your past that you could with what you knew at those times. The only thing that exists is now. Right now. You're talking to Craig. You're listening to Craig. Elizabeth, how you going? Thanks for jumping on. The only thing that exists is now. If we go back and we try and solve issues that are already gone, right, then we're taking our energy and we're putting it into the past, and we stop moving forward. We stop creating because we're putting all of our energies back there. And back there's already done. Right, you've experienced the past. You experienced it when it was in the now, and yeah. Oh, sorry, Elizabeth. So if you haven't, if you've never seen me before, I'm a metaphysical thinking guy, and I talk about the perspective of looking at situations from a metaphysical point of view, which is I create my own reality. So there is alignments with some teachings, yes, but it's, you know, unique to me, I suppose, in the sense of, you know, I'm a unique metaphysical thinking guy. So I talk about the way I look at things. But I like Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. I like all those books, and Jonathan Livingston Seagull and a few others. So, you know, I can throw out a few options for you guys to read if you're interested in looking at a few books. But taking that ownership, taking the ownership of, you know, what's going on. When you think about all the things in the past, you actually bring them back into the now, and it's going to confuse a lot of stuff at the moment. So my advice is leave the past where it is, accept to yourself in the now, you did the best you could with what you knew. You don't have to go through all of that again, right? But you want to know who you are right now. You want to know what you believe, what your programmings are. You know, because if you know who you are now, you can then allow yourself to change things that don't sit with you. Okay? You can let go of limiting beliefs that are negative, and you can put very positive ones in their place. But the only time you let go of things is when you get a reflection of yourself through your actions. In this world of physicalness, we need to do things in a physical way. They need to be manifested through our actions. And if we have old programmings that are negative, we need to see ourselves act on those negative programmings to realize that there is a negative belief inside ourselves that we might want to let go of. Right? Dealing with changing yourself is what it's about. It's the programmings that direct you to act the way that you act. Now, you've taken on many of these programmings from, and I'll say this again, from friends, from family, from people that have raised you, from teachers, all types of people. But when you get to a point in your life where you say, enough's enough, I create my own reality and I'm going to do what I want to do for me, and I'm going to be the best version of myself I can be. So when you act in a way that isn't aligned with that you want for yourself, when you realize it, you automatically let it go. Okay? It just disperses because you've realized it. But you have to realize it through seeing yourself do it and not liking it. If you like the way you act, or you don't see a problem with it, you won't change it. Yeah? But all of your programmings create what you put out there in your life. Yeah? So only you can make that decision, right? Only you. Your life is your choice. You can choose to be a complete arsehole, or you can choose to be a loving, caring person that wants those things for themselves. Because if you put out great positive thoughts, that's what your subconscious will see you acting in that way, and you will create more of that world for yourself. We have to create our own purpose. Exactly, Elizabeth. That's what we're talking about. And there's so many people that just don't see that understanding. But that's okay, right? With everything I talk about, and this is also another belief that I believe strongly in, always take what you like, chuck out what you don't like. I'm not here to tell people what path to take. Your life, you've come into this world by yourself, and you'll leave by yourself. Your choices in your life are yours and yours alone. You can choose great positive thoughts and want great positive things, or you can choose to be a complete arsehole and live in fear, and you can go through a life like that. And both are okay from life and the perspective of existence, that we live forever. We want to experience ourselves from this particular person that we are, and we want to, go through things the way we need to go through them. Maybe some people want to go through life in a really harsh, negative way because it's what they wanted to experience life. They wanted to see what it was going to be like living that existence. I choose to say that when you wake up to what's going on, that you can take yourself from a harsh environment to a loving, caring environment just by changing how you think and how you act. The three things. It is easier for a lot of people not to make the choice, but people have been programmed that they don't have a choice, Elizabeth. Religion, unfortunately, says that God's made all the choices for a lot of people, and that if you don't give yourself to God, you can't be saved. They're giving their power away, which makes them not do anything because they don't really have a choice, because that's what they're programmed with. A metaphysical, spiritual thinking person like myself is, you are part of the all that is. You are part of source energy. You are God, Goddess, all that is. You make the choices for you. So what do you want for yourself? Do you want great love and joy and happiness in your life? You can have it. Do you want abundance? Do you want travel? Do you want experience? Do you want wisdom? You can have anything that you want. Believe in what you want, that you need it, that it comes from the heart. We live as humans in general. We're programmed when we come in as the 3D human existence. That's all that exists. Fear-based. Religion is fear-based in a lot of cases, unfortunately. If you don't give your power away and you don't give it to the God figurehead, then you will burn in hell because you're a sinner. Well, I'm here to tell you that no one's a sinner, Elizabeth. Everyone's perfect as they are. You are a part of source energy. You already have the golden ticket to immortal life. You live forever. You don't have to do anything to achieve that. You have it. Just like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I've got the golden ticket. Everyone's got it. We're amazing. We're consciousness. We're vibration. We're source energy. We're living this life. We're living this life to understand ourselves from different perspectives, so that we can know ourselves from different perspectives, so that we can become more of who we are, so we can understand ourselves more of who we are. And we expand upon that the more experiences that we have. We can't live a physical life over the other side when we're connected with Source, because we know everything already. We are everything. And it's great. I'm sure that's going to be awesome to reconnect with that, right? But to expand upon who we are, we step into these physical worlds. We create these physical worlds so that we can experience many new things again and again and again. I guess it's like, when you experience something for the first time in your life, when you kiss your first person or your first guy, first girl, whoever it is, and that's an amazing experience, right? Because you've never done that before. If you knew you'd done it tens of thousands of times, hundreds of thousands of lifetimes before, it wouldn't be the same experience, would it? But when you experience those things for the very first time, that's special. That's a special understanding, a special vibration, a special awakening. It's euphoric, right? It's like an adrenaline rush. Life, we like having that rush. We like coming here, I think we like coming here, living a life where we don't know what the hell's going on. We come in, we're a baby, we're totally confused, we're told all this crazy stuff. Oh, I'm a human. I'm running around in the school ground, kids are picking on me, there's, all types of stuff going on. And then we start to ask questions. And then we start to say, this doesn't make sense. There's something inside me that it doesn't sit with me. There might be something else. The awakening back to our true self is amazing. I mean, in my life, I reckon I've had one true quantum leap. The way you could put it is I shed a lot of negative beliefs from certain situations that had gone on in my life, and it was this core belief that I let go of at some point when I was younger, and bang, I had this awakening where I felt euphoric and everything was floating, and I had to reset my boundaries, right? It was like bang, everything changed, and I kind of understood myself at a better level. And ever since that time, I've been able to talk openly about how I see life, probably for 30 odd years, I'd say. What's that question there? Sorry, Elizabeth. That's true. There's a lot of choices, the suffering, the horror, right? There's a lot of choices that individuals have made to try and have control over the masses of this world for their own gain, right? Because they have not got a connection with Source. They have really moved away from that true Source connection. When you connect with your heart, when you connect with, the love of life, the universe and everything, the love that's inside all of us, when you connect from there and you create from there, you don't create suffering. You don't create, harshness or anger. You let go of all of that. So, you can create abundance. You can create, lots of situations without being connected to the heart. But if you want the thing that you create to remain, to be with you, for for your life, and no one can ever take it away from you, create from the heart. The heart is you. The heart is true. The heart is your center. It's the center of our world. It's the unconditional love that we have for ourselves and life itself. When we awaken to who we are, no one can take that away from us. Right? And I think that's what's happening. I do think that's what's happening with the world itself. Yes, there's a lot of anger and a lot of, the collective. There's a lot of crap coming up and, a lot of negative things still going on. But there's a lot of, low down dark energies that are being cleansed out of the collective world at the moment. So observe what's going on in the world. Focus on you. Make sure that you're balanced and centered. Make sure that you practice your breathing. Breathe in the nose, deep into the stomach, out the mouth. Focus on your breathing once a day. I suggest that to everyone. Breathe, relax, center, right? You don't have to do any particular mantras. You don't have to do any, visualization technique, meditations. You just need to focus on the breath. Your breath is your life force energy. Take control of it. When life is out of control, find a quiet place and focus on your breathing. There isn't anything else anyone has to do. Stay centered. Stay true to who you are. Go after the things in your life that you enjoy the most. Follow your passions. And your life will transform. Even amongst chaos, your world will be amazing. Because you create your own reality. This world will transform into something that's quite amazing. And I do believe that as we go forward over the coming years. But the only thing that any of us can create is our worlds, is our center, is how we want to be, right? Who we want to be. Be true to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Pat yourself on the back every day for how good you're doing. Don't wait for someone else to do it. You're doing a great job. You're here. You found Craig. You're here. We're having a chat. That's good. Yeah? You're surrounded by people that care about you. You're surrounded by an army of spiritual helpers and guides and everyone on the other side is there assisting you to achieve everything that you want to achieve, to awaken to who you truly are, to bring that understanding of life from Source into this reality so that we can have a world that is even more amazing to create unbelievable experiences in. Massively positive things going on, right? But you have to believe in who you are. You have to stay centered to who you are, Remember that ME50? It's just about you. Observe the craziness that's happening out there in the world. That's fine. Don't get caught up in it. Inside yourself is what it's about. Finding your center, breathing, being centered on a daily basis, believing in what you want. The three things, I haven't spoken about tonight too much, but the three things that create your own reality are your thoughts, your words, and then finally your actions. When you are acting out what you want, when you are doing the things that you want to be doing, going after your passions, doing it as a hobby, whatever it might be, your subconscious sees you doing the things that you're doing and then says, oh, that's what Craig wants. He wants more of that. Act in the way of what you want yourself to have more of. Can't say that clear enough. Think the things that you want. Speak the things that you want. Act in the way of things that you want. And that's it. You all create what goes on in your life. Go at it from that point of view and believe in yourself. You are not less than. You are everything you need to be. Everything and more. We are awakening to who we truly are. And it starts with what you believe. What you believe in. Believe in you, right? Believe in you. One person can change the world, and I believe in all of you. I believe in myself. I believe in all of you. Every single one of us, we're all brothers and sisters from the same place. We're all from source. We're not less than. We're not more than. We're the same. We're amazing. Everyone here, the small group that's here, the family that have met me over the past 4 to 5 months while I've been doing lives. Everyone, believe in yourselves. Just believe in yourself. You are amazing. Don't let anyone else say otherwise. If you have someone in your world that is acting in a way that doesn't believe that about you, then move away from that. You know? Like attracts like. You'll probably naturally move away from that anyway if you really believe in yourself truly that you are amazing, that you are special, that you are, you know, that you can create anything that you like in your life. Empower yourself through your beliefs. When negative beliefs show themselves, realize that they've been there, but let them go. Acknowledge them and let them go and replace them with something better, broader, more positive, more abundance, more joy, more happiness, whatever it might be, whatever it is that you need. Remember, you always create the things that you need. You don't always create the things that you want. So whatever it is that you want in your life, make sure you need it. Think about that. All right, everyone. Well, that has been very much a joy chatting to you on Sunday night. I've enjoyed myself. We've had a good little tight group tonight. I hope that you take a bit out of it. Always, I post these back on the page, so if you need to listen to my advice tonight again, jump on, have another listen through. It's there. I post them for everyone to revisit them, and there are other ones there. So ME50, you are always welcome. It's good that you are hanging out again. I hope your life has been going along well. I'm absolutely sure it is, because you're a very positive person, and you just keep on keeping on, mate. You just keep on driving towards the things that you want, all right? And it will all come your way, my friend. But it's good to see you again. I will start to do a few more lives during the week. I did one on Wednesday this week, if you might have missed it. But I'll absolutely keep doing the Sunday nights, and maybe we'll do 1 or 2 more this week coming up. We'll see how much time I've got. And I've got to have something interesting to say, right? Can't say the same things all the time. But the judgment thing tonight, I think that was a good point to make to help us get reflection through when we judge others. So if you need to listen to the chat again, by all means do. I'll probably watch it myself. All right. Love to you all. Thank you for hanging out. We will see you all again next time. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't, and you'll see when I jump on live. But remember, Craig's World rocks. So does yours. Catch up with you all soon. You have a good week, everyone. All right, bye.